Our Kevin Nathan live at Olympic Park in Sochi with how fans are enjoying the events. And Kev, I've got to think that they're enjoying the beautiful weather too.
Well, Carrie Lee and Todd, this is kind of the melting place of the world. I'm standing in front of the mountains and the bridge where fans get into Olympic Park. They need a spectator pass, but they all gather here and make their way to their event. So you think of the foot traffic, that makes me think of Kayla. You got the Swiss House over here for shopping for Carrie Lee. Decent weather for Max, and in a little while the Russian music will be playing their version of, I don't know, Russian disco, which I guess Todd Pyro's into. Then we make our way over to the Iceberg Skating Center for the figure skating, one of the 6 venues inside Olympic Park. And then over here we've got some acrobats, and finally Olympic Stadium, where of course the opening ceremony was held last Friday night. Mari Sinton Martinez is a USOC trustee from Colorado. Your fourth Olympics, Mari.
Yes.
How special is it being here in Sochi?
Oh, you know, it's wonderful here. It's absolutely beautiful. The people have been great. It's kind of a random area, so not as many Americans as some other Olympic in the past, but here to support the athletes. Such a worldwide platform, and to meet everybody, it's just a great experience.
And we hear a lot of the Russia. Are we going to hear some USA today?
Always go USA. Yes.
Mari,
it's been a great experience.
Thank you. Enjoy.
All right, thank you. All right, you have a great
One
day.
of a handful of Americans that we've run into here in Russia as we get set for another day of Olympic coverage right here on NBC Connecticut. Much more coming up from Olympic Park later in our newscast, and I hate to rub it in again, Connecticut. It's a decent day here at the Winter Olympics. That's the story live in Russia at the Sochi Games. Kevin Nathan, NBC Connecticut Sports. Todd and Carrie Lee, back to you. Todd, I promise, Russian disco for you this morning.
Oh, I demand it. That's in my contract. I demand Russian disco. But Kev, while we have you, I mean, just an amazing shot you had right there.
Yeah.
You really got to take us inside what's going on there.
Well, I think this is the neatest part of this whole Olympic park, because it's where all these fans walk in. I'll take you back there one more time. Stan Lee pans over. I mean, thousands of people coming in, the world coming together, mostly Russians, but there's just a wonderful feeling here of Olympic spirit, guys.
Well, listen, let us get back to all the fun and games and all the good times you're having there. We're going to get back to the coverage of the Arctic tundra here in Connecticut. So you go enjoy yourself. We got this part of the day covered. Kevin, thanks so much.
Sounds like a plan.
NBC Connecticut's Kevin Nathan joins us live now from Olympic Park. Kev, that tan's looking solid.
Hey, it's all about the genes in Sochi, and you never know who you're going to run into. A USA loser, Tucker West from Ridgefield, is just coming out to hang out at Olympic Park today. This is where all the spectators make their way in, Tucker, and you're just having the time of your life. You finished 22nd in luge, but you might be first in having fun at these Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. We just came down here the other day to explore, but we didn't really have much time down here. So I thought I'd come back today and really get the full experience.
Now, you were here for opening ceremony last Friday night. Your dad, Brett, was here. Your mom, Pam, and your 2 sisters decided to stay home for safety concerns. Right. Can you take us through what that was like at the opening ceremony?
Oh my God, it was wild. I mean, we walked in as a team, everyone's in the same gear, so to be walking amongst all these big names, it was definitely humbling, but it was an honor to be a part of Team USA.
And you never know what big names are going to show up in Olympic Park besides you. About an hour ago, I saw Patrick Kane, 2-time Stanley Cup winner of the Chicago Blackhawks, and 2 of his Team USA teammates who take on the Russians tomorrow, going to the USA House. The USA House is awesome. You got to get over there. But you have all the gear already.
Yeah. They gave it to us.
Tell us about the Athletes Village. You go get a meal there, and you sit down, and you might eat dinner with any number of athletes from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, the Athletes Village is awesome. I mean, everyone's so friendly. We're all in the Olympics, so everyone's having a blast. So everyone just wants to be your friend. So you go down and make friends with everyone.
You were roommates with Mac Bohannon from Madison and Lake Placid. He competes Monday. Tucker West, they say, still very single, according to his dad. He'll start college at Union after the Olympics. I'm sure they'll be lined up at the registrar's office for him. Reporting live in Russia at the Sochi Games. Thanks, Tucker.
Thanks so much.
I'm Kevin Nathan, Carrie Lee, and Todd, back to you.
Good news about the status there. All right, Kevin, you made some of our coworkers, I'm not going to dime them out, but some of them happy.
Samantha
Thanks so much
Floyd,
to both of you.
our producer.
Oh,
Hey, I just go for it.
Kill you.
I just go
Look
for
at
it.
Samantha, I'm sorry, I had your back. All right, thanks, guys. He joins us live from Olympic Park in Sochi, soaking in the sun, albeit through some clouds, but the Olympic experience is an amazing one with all the fans. Oh, it looks like the sun came out, Cap. Whoa.
and you can just feel the energy here inside Olympic Park. So much excitement. These guys are getting ready for Russia and the United States in hockey tomorrow. I won't tell them about the miracle on ice, but we're in the middle of the Olympic Park where all the hockey and skating venues are, and there's so much Olympic energy. This is their Russia chant, but they're not the only ones represented. Got the Czech Republic over here. They take on Latvia. They're big Yager fans. It's hard to get a USA chant here. I don't know. I might be a little afraid of trying a USA chant with the Russians and the Czechs, but they love their hockey. These folks are passionate. And again, I probably shouldn't be bringing up Herb Brooks, Mike Eruzione, the Miracle on Ice team, especially when we're a day away from the U.S. and Russians meeting tomorrow in pool play and hockey. There's just so much activity inside Olympic Park. That's the entrance behind me. A lot more coming up later this hour. Reporting live in Russia at the Sochi Games, Kevin Nathan, NBC Connecticut Sports. Todd and Kerry Lee, back to you.
Kev, thanks. There's a 0.0% chance he could hear a question, so we're not even going to try.
And our very own Kevin Nathan is taking in all the excitement.
He joins us live at Olympic Park in Sochi with more on how fans are out and about enjoying all the events. Kev, it looks like a blast over there.
It does.
It's awesome. Beautiful day here inside Olympic Park. This is where the 6 venues are for ice hockey and skating. There's music playing. That's the Iceberg Skating Center, by the way, where the figure skating takes place. And just in the last few minutes, you never know who you're going to run into. This is a couple from Minnesota. Bruce is an American. Olga's from Russia. Are you going to drown out those Russian chants when the U.S. plays the Russians in hockey? Give me a little USA.
USA! USA!
Bruce, good to see you. Olga, have fun.
Thank you very much.
And this is a phenomenal view right here as you walk in. Fans streaming in by the thousands, getting off buses with their spectator passes in front of the mountains. Melinda Pitsouras, you're with a tour company out of Austin, Texas, and you want to shed light on the hotel situation because there's some misnomers back in the States.
Yes, all of our guests have had amazing hotel experiences. We had hotels that have already been built, and the smaller boutique-style hotels with a personal owner cooking breakfast for our guests every day. Today I walked down to breakfast and we had Valentine's Day balloons, roses, tulips, red everywhere, just really celebrating the Americans that are here. They want to portray what they are, and it's just been a fantastic hotel experience for our guests.
Melinda, thanks for your time.
You're
Enjoy.
welcome.
And there's so much energy and spirit inside Olympic Park. This is truly the melting pot of the world. Scott, or rather Kerry Lee and Todd, let's send it back to you.
He tossed it back to my brother, who's nowhere near us. Thank you so much, Kevin.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Let's go to our Kevin Nathan. He was lucky enough to catch up with Alex. He's live in Sochi with more. Hello again, Kevin.
Yeah, Alex is just a great guy. And this is an amazing story. 4 years ago at the Vancouver Olympics, Alex Diebold was a wax technician for his fellow snowboarders. Fast forward to the Sochi Games, he's a bronze medalist in border cross. Now, Alex still has deep ties to New Haven, where his uncle Tony is part owner of Pepe's Pizza. This goes back to the grandfather, Frank Pepe, back in 1925. So naturally, there's a lot of speculation. Bronze medalist, will there be a pie named after Alex Diebold?
I have to say that's probably the second most difficult question I've been asked so far. What would you put on your own pizza? I feel like it'd almost be cardinal sin to put too much stuff on there. You don't want to, you know, the
simple guy.
Yeah, the secret in Pepe's is what's in the dough. The recipe is only known by a few people. So whenever I go out, you know, a margarita pie is usually what I go with, but I'd like to add a little bit of protein in there. Bacon's obviously a favorite of mine.
Maybe a bronze finish.
A bronze finish. There you go. I like where your head's at. I appreciate the help. You know, this could be a joint effort.
And we're almost finished with this interview, and you've not used the words dude, stoked, or gnarly. Are you sure you're a snowboarder?
I'm pumped on being stoked. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely it's awesome. But my grandfather raised me. He always taught me to look people in the eye, shake their hand, may I, not can I, those sort of things. And I'm real fortunate to come from a close-knit family that supported me and gotten me, you know, where I am today. And I'll always appreciate those life lessons that they taught me when I was younger: hard work, manners, you know, and appreciate what you have.
27-year-old Alex Diebold, Brantford native, what a class act, and he's heard from so many people back on the shoreline, including his first grade teacher from Brantford, who he has not seen in decades. That's the story live in Russia at the Sochi Games. We'll have Alex Diebold on live with us at the top of the hour at 6 a.m. I'm Kevin Nathan. Let's send it back to you guys.
I cannot wait for that. He seems, Kev, like such a nice guy. Is he really, in person, when you talk to him, the way he seems to come across in these interviews?
He is genuinely loved by his teammates. When he won the bronze, they tackled him, picked him up, and carried him away. This is a very special person, and we're going to spend some more time with him in about 20 minutes.
Awesome.
So awesome.
Seems like a champ.
Cannot wait.
Also this morning, the celebration continues for Brantford's Alex Diebold after his bronze medal winning run in snowboard cross. Kevin Nathan joins us live right now from Sochi with the man of the hour. Hey, Kev.
Todd, thank you. Alex, congratulations. You were a wax technician at the Vancouver Olympics 4 years ago. You're a bronze medalist now. You came from behind. Your teammates picked you up, carried you off. Is this the moment of a lifetime?
It's been a long time coming. I've dreamed about this moment my whole life. When I was a little kid growing up, I watched the Olympics. I always wanted to be here. I never imagined that my story would be the way it was. The road to get here has been really hard, and the payoff has been worth it.
Yeah, I mean, you left Notre Dame West Haven after your freshman year of high school to move to Vermont with your family. The sacrifice they made so you could pursue your dream. What did you say to them?
My parents have stood behind me my whole life. They've always encouraged me to set my mind to something and don't finish until I'm satisfied. They've never doubted me on this journey. It's had a lot of ups and downs, but to have their support, the sacrifices they've made, it means more than I can describe.
Bodie Miller's younger brother, Shalone, was a snowboarder, died of a seizure last year. You guys were close, and you dedicated the bronze to him.
Yeah, Chili, as we called him, was just a really fun-loving guy. We were close in age. We grew up, you know, in the trenches together, working our way up through the circuit on the NORAM level, up to the World Cup. And Chili was the embodiment of snowboarding. The guy always had a smile on his face. He was always looking to have a good time. He was super positive. And I just wanted to take this moment when I was elevated to recognize that we're a small community and, you know, we look out for each other.
And finally, your Uncle Tony is a part owner of Pepe's Pizza. It goes back in the family to 1925. My sources tell me there's going to be a Diebold pie. What's going to be on it, Alex?
You know, it'd be a crime to mess anything up. The real secret is in the dough, but you know, start out with cheese, sauce, maybe throw a little bacon on there. It's bronze in color.
Yeah, overcook it a little bit so it has a bronze finish.
Exactly.
And before we go, show Mrs. Levy, your first grade teacher who messaged you the bronze medal.
Yeah, she reached out to me on Facebook, and I recognized her name right away. People have been pouring their support in from all over They don't realize how much that stuff means to me. It's so heartfelt, and it makes me smile. I'm sitting there by myself in the middle of the night going through all this stuff, and I really appreciate the support that everyone's given me.
From everyone in Brantford and the state of Connecticut, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Bronze medalist Alex Diebold, what an Olympic story out of nowhere to take home the bronze. That's the story live in Russia at the Sochi Games, where there's going to be a pizza named after this guy. Todd, Carrie Lee, back to you.
Our Kevin Nathan caught up with Alex. He's live in Sochi with more. Kev, that was so great for us to sort of meet Alex through you.
Yeah, you get the sense, guys, that the bronze feels like a gold to Alex. Just 4 years ago in Vancouver at the Olympics, he was a wax technician for his fellow snowboarders. Fast forward to these Sochi Games, and Alex Diebold is a bronze medalist in snowboard cross. Now, he's got huge ties to the shoreline and to New Haven. He's from Brantford. His uncle Tony, part owner of Pepe's Pizza. So naturally, the speculation, if Alex medaled, which he did, will they name a pie after Alex at Pepe's?
I have to say that's probably the second most difficult question I've been asked so far. What would you put on your own pizza? I feel like it'd almost be cardinal sin to put too much stuff on there. You don't want to, you know, the
simple guy.
Yeah, the secret in Pepe's is what's in the dough. The recipe is only known by a few people. So whenever I go out, you know, a margarita pie is usually what I go with, but I'd like to add a little bit of protein in there. Bacon's obviously a favorite of mine.
Maybe a bronze finish.
A bronze finish. There you go. I like where your head's at. I appreciate the help, you know. This could be a joint effort.
And we're almost finished with this interview, and you've not used the words dude, stoked, or gnarly. Are you sure you're a snowboarder?
I'm pumped on being stoked. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely, it's awesome. But my grandfather raised me. He always taught me to look people in the eye, shake their hand, may I, not can I, those sort of things. And I'm real fortunate to come from a close-knit family that supported me and gotten me, where I am today, and I always appreciate those life lessons that they taught me when I was younger: hard work, manners, and appreciate what you have.
So well said, and stoked on being pumped. And Alex Diebold, 27 years old, said afterwards he hugged his family, no words exchanged. They didn't need to say anything. It was a magical moment. And Alex Diebold, to me, guys, somebody who truly embodies the Olympic spirit. No major sponsor. He's had odds and end jobs to meet this goal at age 27. A wonderful story here at the Sochi Games. That's a story live in Russia. Kerry, Lee, and Todd, back to you.
And these are the stories you can't predict. You don't know this is going to happen going in, but when it does, it's awesome. Kev, does he anticipate sponsors going forward, or is this sort of it?
This may be it. He's going to school. He's got a 4.0 at Westminster in Salt Lake City. He lives in Boulder, Colorado. He's only one semester in at 27. I think he's looking forward to the next phase of his life. He's made so many sacrifices, all worth it. And if I had a vote for the Pepe's Pizza Pie, plain, because Alex is a simple guy, overcook it a little so it has a bronze look and get that crust nice and thick like Alex's skin to reach his goal.
Well put. And then that layer of bacon.
Layer
Who
of
doesn't
bacon.
like
Don't
bacon?
forget the bacon, Kev.
All right, Kev, thanks so much.
Yeah,
Alex,
sure.
Now back to our coverage of the 2014 Olympic Winter Games. Let's take a live look at Sochi, where athletes are battling for medals in another day of competition. And you guessed it, it's another 60-degree day out there. Our very own Kevin Nathan is enjoying it all. He's really enjoying it all right now. He joins us live at Olympic Park in Sochi with more on how fans are out and about enjoying today's event. And he's met a couple friends. Hello, Mr. Nathan.
Yeah. Todd, how are you? I didn't know that the Clowns would be out here this afternoon in Sochi. The big story here, U.S.-Canada hockey. The gold medal game at the Bolshoi Ice Dome later today between the U.S. women and the Canadians. U.S. hasn't won gold in women's hockey since 1998, haven't beaten Canada at an Olympics since that same year in Nagano, Japan. The men, meantime, last night getting it done in the quarterfinals against the Czech Republic. Final score of 5-2. Hamden's Jonathan Quick in the nets, getting those 5 goals of support. 21 saves for Jonathan Quick, and the U.S. will also go on to meet the Canadians, but their game will be in the semifinals. So that's the Bolshoi Ice Dome behind me, and this is such a great spot. Fans lined up to get their picture taken with the famous Olympic rings. And if you're working your way around Olympic Park, that is the curling center over there. Just past that's what we call our Hollywood Squares, where we generally do our live shots from Olympic Park. We work our way to long track speed skating. Other side over here we have figure skating and short track speed skating. Yes, our friendly clown. And then if we work our way over the Olympic Cauldron, Olympic Stadium, where the opening and closing ceremony will be held. And this is Michael from Moscow. And the Russian hockey team, so disappointed. Losers to Finland last night, 3-1. Out of this tournament, no medal for the Russians. Your father, 10 feet away, he was crying last night. This is terribly disappointing for the home country.
Yeah, it is, but we're still hoping that we will win the next Olympics. But this was a real disappointment. We saw that on the home Olympics we could get a gold medal, but it wasn't the case.
Tell your dad to cheer up, okay?
Yeah, but he's fine now. He was really disappointed last night, but now we're hoping that other sports will get medals in other sports. And
Michael, thanks a lot. You guys have been a great host country. So no clowning around when it comes to Russian hockey, but for this clown, a different story. You never know who you're going to find in Olympic Park, Todd Pyro. You're our morning clown, my friend.
Oh,
back to you.
In more ways than one. Thank you so very much, Kevin, Captain Composure, Nathan. That was great stuff. Really appreciate it. Two countries square off in the gold medal final at noon right here on NBC Connecticut, and excitement is building for this big game.
Oh, to say the least. Kevin Nathan joins us live from Olympic Park in Sochi with more on this story, and you have some guests with you, Kev, right?
Yes, we all know Fairfield's Julie Chu, a 4-time Olympian looking for her first gold. This is the Chu family from Fairfield. Are you guys excited?
Yeah!
The gold medal game coming up today against the Canadians, a team where there's no love lost. Wachu, father of Julie, that elusive gold medal. Is this the day for Julie finally?
I feel very positive about it, and the teams are ready. The team is have really great chemistry this time around, and we are looking forward to a great game and bring home the gold for the country.
Miriam, you're Julie's mom. When she was on ice skates playing hockey as an 8-year-old, I'm sure you couldn't have dreamed she'd be a 4-time Olympian. What would it mean if she finally got the gold?
if she finally, well, she will finally get her gold medal, and I feel that it's a dream come true. She's worked very hard for it, and I feel very comfortable saying that she'll bring home the gold.
And I sense so much pride from both of you for your daughter, regardless of what happens, because she represents all that's good about the Olympics.
I think so. The one thing really proud about Julie is not only about the hockey, but as a good person. With all the accomplishment that she had made, it never really got to her head. You know, she's like loving the sport, loving the country, and we are looking forward to this experience tonight, and hopefully all come to the positive outcome that we're looking for.
Well, how about a USA chant? I mean, this is a big game today. Do we have one in us?
USA! 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 USA!
Todd and Carrie Lee, the Chu family, brother Richard, sister Christina, mom Miriam, father Wah. Good luck today to Team USA. That's a story live here in Russia at the Sochi Games. Todd, Carrie Lee, back to you.
Kevin, thank you. That is awesome to see such proud parents, and you have imagined how amazing that must be. The past 2 weeks, the best athletes in the world have been chasing their Olympic dreams, but there's a whole lot going on behind the scenes to help you keep connected to the games.
Yeah, absolutely. And a UConn student and a former NBC Connecticut intern is actually playing a pretty big role in all of that. Let's check in with Kevin Nathan once again for her story. Hey, Kevin.
Carrie Lee and Todd, I'm underneath the Olympic ring, symbolic of how the world has come together here at these Sochi Games. And imagine being a UConn senior in the middle of all the action. Bolshoi Ice Dome, right next to that, the Today Show set, and that's where Gabby Levesque, a UConn senior from Hebron, spends most of her day as a Today Show runner.
Mic for Mr. Roker, please.
I am having an absolute blast working for the Today Show. I mean, it's been a dream. I've been doing things from meeting people like Meredith Vieira, who's been, someone I've admired my whole journalistic career, to escorting athletes up to the set and bringing them back and getting to talk to them right before they go on air. It's a really cool experience to be able to do that.
Gabby Levesque grew up in Hebron watching the Today Show. Now she has a front row seat as a runner.
A runner is definitely an appropriate name for the position that we have here. I mean, I'm literally running back and forth between the set and the compound, which is where there's a green room, the on-air operations, all the control room stuff. That's where we go to and from.
Gabby's pursuing a career in journalism and will graduate from UConn this spring. Can we get a UConn Huskies fight song on the Today Show?
Heck yes. I wish I could get the UConn Husky fight song because I miss it. I miss the UConn basketball games. I miss my friends back at UConn and my family, but I think being here has been nuts. It's been amazing to be able to get up to the mountains, and I'm looking at the Black Sea right now, and right over my shoulder over here is these amazing, beautiful mountains that I've never seen anything like that before, and to be able to experience such a worldly thing, to be out here and just be able to do so many different things, it's been incredible and something I've never imagined I would ever do.
And a couple of incredible opportunities for USA Hockey in the next 24 hours. The men's team semifinals against Canada here in Sochi tomorrow. Later today in Sochi, the U.S. and Canada women for the gold medal. The U.S. hasn't won gold in women's hockey since the inaugural women's Olympic hockey event in 1998 in Nagano, Japan. And Todd and Carrie Lee, it's getting heavy here holding up these Olympic rings. Let's send it back to you.
Hey, Kev, why did you pick the gold one to hold up?
Because I think the U.S. hockey teams are going to be winning gold over the next few days. I think the women will get it done against former Hartford Whalers captain Kevin Dineen and his team Canada, which beat the U.S. 3-2 last week. And I think with Jonathan Quick from Hamden in the nets, the U.S. can get it done against Canada and then meet the winner of Sweden and Finland and win the gold on Sunday. But hey, I'm an American. I can be biased towards the USA.
Yeah, I think that's to be expected. Yeah, you look good with gold. That's your color, Kev. Hopefully it's USA's color as well.
Sure. I'm going with it, Carrie Lee.
Kevin Nathan live in Sochi with Team USA's Julie Chu, who just missed out on the elusive gold for a fourth straight Olympics. Kevin.
Todd and Carrie Lee, thank you. With 3:26 to go, Julie, you led Canada 2-0. They scored twice in regulation. They won it in overtime 3-2. How devastating is this for you guys?
It's definitely a tough loss. For us, we came into this Olympics for the last 4 years with the goal of winning a gold medal. And we really truly believe that this was a group that would be able to do it. And even when they came back and were able to score those 2 goals in those 3 minutes, the locker room environment in between regulation and overtime was still positive. It still had the belief that when we came out in overtime, we can put some pucks on net and hopefully pop one in for the win. It didn't happen that way, but I'm still proud of this group, of our resiliency and what we've done in this entire journey.
Well, I know everybody in Connecticut, and especially Fairfield, where you're from, is so proud of you because just a few hours ago you were selected as the flag bearer for your country, the United States, the closing ceremony. What does that mean to you?
I don't know if it's really sunk in. It's really such an honor, and I think one where I'm so grateful to be a part of Team USA with so many inspiring athletes, and to know how many incredible athletes that are part of our delegation. It's incredibly humbling. And again, my teammates on the hockey team as well, those are my passion. Those are the guys that allow me to be here, and I wish all of us can carry it together. It might be a little awkward, but they're really there with me.
And your whole family here, your parents, Wah and Miri, your brother and sister, Richard and Christina. Show us the silver medal. 4-time Olympian, 3 silvers, 1 bronze. If this is your final Olympics, Julie, and you haven't decided, how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, for me, I just want to be remembered as a great competitor, but one that was a great sportsman and really appreciated Olympic spirit. I love the fact that all these nations come together in the most incredible sporting event ever, and we bring people together. And hopefully I'm a part of that as well and continue to be an ambassador for sport and the Olympics.
Julie, you personify the Olympic spirit of amateurism and playing for the love of your country and sport. Congratulations on all of your Olympic success.
Thanks, Kevin, and thank you to Connecticut. Always going to be my hometown, Fairfield. Regardless of where I may reside, Fairfield's my home.
Harvard alum, 4-time Olympian, the great Julie Chu. That's the story live from Russia at the Sochi Games. I'm Kevin Nathan. Carrie Lee and Todd, back to you.
Kevin, thank you so very much.